Right, once again, join me now here once more to become a honorary fisherman. We're going to be talking about goatees once more, and yes, I know this video should have been coming out a long time ago, 3 weeks.
What the hell? Oh my god!
I'm sorry about that. I have no excuses. Life has just been life in work and etc. etc. Gym, yada yada yada. There has been times where I could have made this video. I just couldn't bother to do so because of me being lazy. So I'm just coming out honestly to you guys and apologizing. But here we are now, making the video, right? And this is all that matters. You gotta love it. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about one of my favorite decks, which will be Ghoti. And so we're just going to revisit the list and then hop right into the demonstrations. Let's go. Alright, so here is the list. And yes, I know you guys hate this, but let me go ahead and tell you this right now. If you have the ability to play this engine, play this engine. It allows you to reduce a lot of your card count to play more like hand traps, and it's also very more consistent. Just play the engine, man. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I'm really sorry, but play the engine. It's the best way to play the deck. It is what it is. Maybe I'll go ahead and show a way to play the Ghoti Gishki without this was Super Heavy Summer engine. We'll see. So 1 copy of Benkai, 3 copies of the Wakawashi, 3 copies of Bike, 1 copy of Claw. Pretty standard for Ghotis. 1 Snow Pierce, very searchable, very recyclable. Don't need to play multiples in this build. 2 copies of Zep. You don't mind seeing it, but you don't really want to open it. It's the worst one to open, but you usually play 2 is because they're going to be losing 1, and just in case you want to be using another, you have it there for access, right? One of those kind of things. 3 copies of Shift, 3 copies of Paces, standard. For our Gishkis, we play 1 Photo Mirror, 1 Aqua Mirror, 1 Near Manis, 1 copy of Abyss, Vision, Shadow, and Grimness. For our supplementary Fish engine, we play 3 copies of Lifeless Leaf Fish and 2 copies of Beautiful Princess, which acts as extra copies of your tuners and of your, the Lifeless and the Grimness, because the best way to play this deck is to open up this engine with a tuner, and this acts as tuners, right? So we're going to go ahead and continue. 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Bell, 3 copies of Veiler, and 2 Nibiru to round out our hand traps. Extra deck, we play 2 copies of the Beyond, 1 copy of Chenging, 1 copy of Argerine. Love this card. Card is really cool. For our 8s, Crystal Wing as the Adamant Separator Risen Dragite, the White Owl Whale, 1 Ascan, 1 Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. For time reasons, we play 1 New Thong. For our other 6s, we play Coral Dragon, Orion Post, and for the only non-synchros is 2 Links, which is Anemone and Abyss Keeper. Right? The side deck is whatever you want it to be, but in this case, we can't really play much, spell and trap board breakers, so we play the next best thing. For front row, we play the Beast, King of Beasts, we play Kaiju and Plankratops. For the back row, we play Swage, Eccentric Arthene, and Spider Orchid, which can be searched by this effect. Something else I'm testing out is siding Enoch and a copy of the Cosmos for going first reasons to beat certain board breakers, right? So stuff like Darkwood and No More, stuff like Droplets, etc, etc, Imperm, stuff like that. And also they can't just beat over your tuners. It's really good in that sense, and they can't negate anything. So I'm just testing it out. This and Chain are interchangeable. I think Chain can feel better at times, but it's up to you. This is something I'm just testing out. Nothing too crazy. That's the list. We're going to go ahead and hop into the the actual reason why you're watching this video, and that would be the test hands. Let's go. For the first test hand, we have 1 level 2 tuner and 1 access to access the Super Heavy Samurai engine. We all know what the Super Heavy Samurai engine does by itself. It goes ahead to be a 1 card Ariampos, but the deck really shines or actually begins to play when you have access to a tuner, right? That's why you see some people, they might be playing Assault Synchro I should say, to go ahead and have more access to more tuners. But yeah, I don't really play that. I think it's kind of overkill. It could be But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start off by activating the bike to get a copy of Wakaushi. We're going to activate the effect of Wakaushi and then use its scale effect to scale up Big Benkai. Go ahead and summon it, it doesn't matter what in position. Benki's effect to search a soul, so we're gonna add Soul Claw. Activate Soul Claw from hand to go ahead and equip and then special summon itself from the Spell and Trap zone. Go ahead and do so to make the best card in the deck, the man himself, our Yanpos. Then use our effects, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Effect. Effect. Then we're going to banish a copy of Paces. This is where the tuner comes in. We can either normal summon it or we can pen summon it. Doesn't really matter. Go ahead and do so now. Make a copy of the Crystal Wing to go ahead and defeat the opponent's Nibiru in hand. So right here we're protected from Nibiru and other certain hand traps, right? Go ahead and activate the effect of Impulse, banishing the shift to search a copy of Grimness. Grab out the Grimness. Then we're going to go ahead and pen summon the Grimness. On summon the effect of Grimness to summon another copy of a Gishki monster, and that would be Abyss in this case. Abyss's effect will go ahead and trigger to add us a copy of Vision or Shadow. Add that. To go ahead and do it again, we're going to go ahead and link off into Anemone. Then Anemone's effect to go ahead and summon back the Abyss to get another search. That would add the Vision. Then we're going to be searching our targets. Right, then we're going to add the Ritual spell. So this is where I want you guys to think about the play you're making at this point, right? Let me explain why shortly. So, right here, if you want to go ahead and keep the monster negate live from Crystal Wing, you're going to have to go ahead and sacrifice some life points by using neutral material, by burning yourself for 5k to bring out Nirmanes, right? If you don't want to do that, you'll still be protected from Nibiru, but you're going to be making your end board slightly weaker. You can go ahead and add this instead, and then use these two, 8 and 10, 8 and 2 to make 10, and then go ahead and summon the Nirmanes effect to bring back our Yanpos, etc, etc. It's what you feel like you want to go ahead and do in that specific moment. For the sake of the combo, I'm just going to use Photo Mirror. Go ahead and activate Photo Mirror, burn ourselves for the 5k, summon out the Nirmanes effect to go ahead and summon back the Aryan Post from Graveyard. Then we're going to make some space by making the Abyss Keeper. Alright, so from this point on, we're going to go ahead and get back our 2 tuners from the banished pile once it is in the standby phase. So you have 2 monster negates up with your full Ghoti engine and a search, right? So that is the first combo. On to the next one. Alright, so this same starting position, but we're going to go ahead and change up the route. So just like before when I said you can actually use a 2 and an 8 to make a 10 for the effect of the regular Aqua Mirror to bring out the Nirmanes, we're going to go ahead and play off that, right, by showing a different combo. This combo, depending on how you play it out, may be a bit weaker to, for example, hand traps. So let's begin. Same as usual, go for our samurai plays first. You've seen this a million times, so I don't have to go and talk it out, right? Effect. scale up, summon, effect, search claw, claw effect, effect of the claw, Mecha Synchro 6, use the effects, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, I'm going to banish the Paces, normal summon this guy. See, so instead of making Crystal Wing here, we're going to make Axel. And then we're going to use our Chainlink. So Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Go ahead and banish this. Targeting itself. And then that effect to summon the shift from the graveyard. Then search a copy of the Grimness. Then we're going to go ahead and synchro summon a copy of Argerine. Then we're going to pen summon the Grimness from our hand. Summon out the Abyss. And we all know what we're going from here. We're just going to go ahead and get some circuits going. Right, so there we go. Then we're at this point again, right? Go ahead and get our searches. That. Nope. Add that. Add the spell. Add the spell. Add this one instead. So then from here, right, we're going to go ahead and do this once more. So, but there's something I want you to think about before you make this play. Once it is you're realizing you're playing an opponent's deck, for example, let's say Kashtira, when you would go ahead and tribute the Argerine for the Nirmanes, you don't have to summon back the Argerine. You can pick another target. Could be the Shift, could be one of these, whatever it may be, because Argerine has the effect to say, if a card, is banished by your opponent's card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon it. So that's something you should keep in mind. So go ahead, activate the effect. And then use the effect of the Nirmanes. As we said before, you can pick one of these to go and summon back, right? You can summon back this, whatever, so on and so forth. For the sake of the combo, let's go ahead and summon back this guy. Alright, the Shadow. And then we're going to make some space by linking off these two. And then we're going to go ahead and banish this for Shift. Alright, so from here, then we pass turn, Then we would have the monster negate. We'd have our two Ghoti's live to make another Orion post for Ghoti plays, and if our opponent banishes something by card effect, we'll have the Argerine in the graveyard floating, which can come out and be interruption and protection for your board, right? So yeah, that's it for the second line, same starting point but second line. We're going to go ahead and begin the next combo. Right, for the final hand, we have here the, same starting point, but let's say we have access to lifeless leaf fish, for that be, for example, itself, or if it be Between of the Princess, right? Any access to it, we can go ahead and make this play instead. It allows us to go ahead and have access to Zep and Snowpios, right? Let's go ahead and begin with what you've already seen before. You don't have to go over it once more. If you're not learning, then you're just stupid and you should click off the video. Joking, of course. Activate. Effect. Add a claw. Special summon. Synchro Soka. Synchro Shokan! Go ahead and play Run Ghost Ogre, of course. Banish Faces. Normal summon. Go ahead and make something. So, for this line, let's say our opponent's playing like a Spell and Trap deck, that like an Alter Geese kind of deck, you can just go ahead and make a Dragite instead of making the Crystal Wing. Then the effect. Go ahead and add a copy of the Grimness. So the thing about Grimness is, right, is that this is an if effect, right? Fine. But the Lifeless Leaf Fish and the Abyss Keeper, Gishki Abyss are when effects. So you're going to have to play it a bit different. So we're going to pen summon one here. Just that, nothing else. Effect. Because if you summon both of them at the same time, you're going to go ahead and, let's say, going to say Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and then if you dump something off of the Lifeless Leaf Fish while this is summoned, it's going to miss timing and you won't be able to get your first search. So you have to just wait for this to be summoned. So add a copy of Vision. Effecto. Add again. Go ahead and let's see here. Get our searchers going. Searchers going. Again, if you wanted to, you could add which other you feel. You can use this to go ahead and reborn something and play from there. So let's, for the sake of the combo, add the photo mirror. Go ahead and activate the photo mirror. Summon out near Manes, take the 5000, special summon, near Manes effect. Summon the Orion. Right? So sum up the Orion, and from here it doesn't really matter what you do. You can keep the Orion on the field, right, if you want to. let's say you went the way of using the other one as material, then you have to link it off to go ahead and special summon the lifeless effect. Lifeless to go ahead and dump a copy of, for example, that. Simple. So from here you'd have the spell and trap negate, the monster negate, and your Ghoti engine live. And your opponent's turn, you're going to be able to go ahead and use Arianpos to banish a copy of Snopius from your deck, and then Snopius is going to add itself ban from the hand to go ahead by banishing any one of these, right? So that's how you go ahead and set up the Arianpos and the Zep by using the shift. You know, this won't be on the field. I made a mistake. I summoned Arianpos in the wrong zone, but normally you would use this to make to make this, and you'd have the Arianpos on field if you feel it necessary, right? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Bonus showing. So something I forgot to show, right, was, you know, you're not always going to open up a level 2 tuner, right? That's very much possible for you not to open a level 2 tuner. You know, you're playing an abundance of hand traps, so most of the time you'll be opening up hand traps instead. So let me show you a line that, you know, can use this to somewhat of your advantage. Let's begin. This is why I'm saying that the Super Samurai engine is so crucial, right? It allows you to play hands like this. So, you know, it's going to go ahead and do our regular stuff. Activate scale. Scale effecto. Scale Benki. Summon. Benki effect. Add claw. Claw effect. Target that. Special Simin. Come back from the spell and trap zone. Make the Arianpos. Right, go ahead and make the Arianpos. Rescale. Banish that. So right here. Alright. So we don't have any tuners. We can go ahead and use a Ghost Girl. You can either use this to make, for example, a copy of the White Aura Monosaurus, or you can use one of your level 3s, right? Which, you know, most likely you'd be using Ghost Bell because Ash is a bit better. So you go ahead and synchro summon into a copy of the Ravenous. Ravenous effect, and then Arianpos effect. So we can go ahead, say Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, banish itself, add a copy of the Grimness, draw 1, join to a Waka Ashi. Right, so from here we can go ahead and, you know, once more, you can't really pen the summon unless you're willing to like lose one of your, you know, your searches, because they're both one effects. So we're going to pen summon 1. We could have also pinned someone the Waka Ashi in that case, but we're not going to be playing with our draws. Because with this combo, you're supposed to be able to draw at least 3 cards. So effect. Summon up the Abyss. Abyss effect. Add a copy of Vision. And this combo allows you to use the one that's not Photon Mirror for your summons, right? So we're not going to use that. We're going to go ahead and link off these two. Effect. yeah, it's kind of funny. You can summon up the Ravenous because it technically is a 1000 attack water monster, so you can just summon it back if you want it to be interruption by discarding 2 cards. That's pretty funny in my opinion. Go ahead, summon up this guy. Effect. Add the necessaries. So once again, we're not playing with our draws. Right. Add this one. Go ahead, discard. Add this one. Activate the effect. The Grimness can count as all your necessary tributes. Right, then your Manis effect. You can go ahead and pretty much, choose a lot of things. You could actually go ahead and summon Abyss Keeper first. Summon Abyss Keeper. Right, let me see here. In this case, let's go ahead and just, let's summon up this. Why not? Then we can go ahead and make the Abyss Keeper. Summon this out. Effect. Dump a copy of Shift. And then use Shift effect. Banish itself. Right. So that was another line to play if you don't have access to a level 2 tuner and you have to use level 3 like your Ghost Girls and your hand traps. This is a line of play that you can use. I decided to hold back a little bit and just use this, because what you could have done, another line you could have taken, is that before summoning Near Manes, you could have made it the Abyss Keeper, then Abyss Keeper's effect to go ahead and summon this from hand, this effect to dump a copy of Shift, then summon the Near Manes, the Near Manes effect to reborn the Shift that you dumped, to go ahead and make a copy of Coral Dragon, right, for example, and then go up into a Synchro 8 from there. Right, that also could have been done. And then once it is you go ahead and synchro them off, you can go ahead and, for example, just shuffle them back, draw 3. Shuffle back, for example, the Coral Dragon, this, and then draw additional card. So with this combo, you can potentially draw 3 cards, end on 2 negates, and your Ghoti engine completely live. That's it. So that would be it for the test hands. Let me know what you guys think about the deck in the comment section. Go ahead and engage with it, boy. Engagement helps me out a lot. I'm also working on a Fire King brew. If you guys like to go ahead and see that Fire King, in action, I'm thinking about a Fire King Salaman Great deck list. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section. With that being said, keep safe, stay on the rogue side. We out.